into the crazy zone, heading right into the insane zone.
Welcome to CrossCut, everyone. Today we are reviewing Stonehearst Asylum. Josh, you've never seen this movie before, right?
Not only have I never seen this movie, I've never even heard of this movie before. Before you told me about it.
The first time I saw it was when I bought it off of a movie stop when it was still here. So, it looked interesting. I like the cast. Might as well get it. I found this movie. I like the cast. Might as well watch it. Same thing. Never heard of it. And I really liked it. It's got a nice story to it, and it does remind you a lot of Shutter Island. If you paid attention to it, it's very, very similar, especially in Ben Kingsley's role. And uh, I heard a theory where more like if you were to like connect these two together, those two movies, what would you say if Stoner's Asylum was a prequel to Shutter Island?
I feel like going from Shutter Island to this was the wrong way to go. I'm not it's not a bad movie, but in hindsight, it makes more sense, especially with your theory. Start with this movie and then watch Shutter Island because the quality does go down if you do it the way we did it. This movie is unique and interesting. It's based off of Edgar Allan Poe,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I do feel like because this movie came out in like 2014-ish or so, a
Mhm.
few years after Shutter Island, it definitely was going off of the success of Shutter Island. My quick interpretation of my review of this movie is that it's the Walmart DVD bin version of Shutter Island.
Ouch.
That's not a bad thing, but Shutter Island is just such a good movie. It's
It is.
really when it comes to like asylum movies that are well, okay, specifically Mystery Asylum, right?
Hmm.
I can't even think of that many, but Shutter Island is like top tier.
Yeah, I agree.
This
I agree.
this isn't bottom or anything, but it's like kind of in the middle.
Hmm.
And there's so much that was going right for it and so much that was not going right for it. I don't know, just like if anybody's not seen either movie, start with Stonehurst Asylum. And
Yeah.
sure, if you want to pretend it's a prequel, sure, go for it. Have fun with it.
I mean, I
And
think
then watch Shutter Island because the quality, I don't know, just like after watching Shutter Island and then going to this was a little it was kind of just it was a little bit of a letdown.
hmm. Well, okay, about the movie,
Hmm.
what did you like and not like about it? I mean, I for one, I like the twist at the end. Like you don't like if you really wouldn't know until the very, very end. But subtle hints throughout the movie will give it to you like, come
Okay.
on.
Let me go about I'll start with what I don't like. And the twist is a little bit of that. Now, I like the twist. Actually,
Okay.
there's multiple twists in this movie.
Hmm.
I guess we should probably give a spoiler warning because we're gonna spoil some
The
stuff.
movie is over 10 years old. I think
Yeah, I
it's
know,
good.
but it's not a popular movie. Keep that
Yeah.
in mind. So a lot of people may not have actually seen it that maybe might be watching this, might be curious about it. Whereas Shutter Island was a very well-known movie. So
All
most
right, all
likely
right.
people had seen Shutter Island, whereas this maybe not so. So anyways, if you've not seen Stonehorse Asylum, this there will be some spoilers ahead, so just keep that in mind. Okay. Well, what I did not like, first off, the look of this movie reminds me of I felt like I was watching a BBC television show. I don't know,
Okay.
it just did not look good. When I was watching it, I was like, this doesn't look like a movie. This looks like a TV show.
Okay.
Mostly the interiors. All the interiors look that way. The exteriors looked actually really cool. There's some really
Mhm.
cool. I like the. I wish there was more with the exteriors because it seemed like they were set up on this like isolated countryside. You can tell when those two guys are trying to run away that
All
clearly
that
there's like cliffs
forest, yeah.
and they can't. So I thought that was cool. I wish there was more with the exteriors than with the interiors because I just thought the interiors just look so cheap to me. So from a technical level, that stood out. It just felt very TV back in the day TV, whereas Shutter Island is like that's a movie, that's film. A couple of the storyline things that just kind of stood out, that so the big twist that he was a patient the whole time.
Right.
Okay, so they set it up to where he actually saw her in the beginning scene of the movie
Mm-hmm.
because they were both patients, Kate Beckinsale, Jim Sturgis' character.
Right.
And the big twist is that he is basically pretending to be a doctor the whole time. Wouldn't she have recognized him from that encounter where they saw each other as patients?
Not necessarily because she was already doped up.
But still, like
And it's a
they're
very
like
it was a very fast thing. Like
I know, but they're
they're
like
going at the
two
same
feet away from
time and
they're
they're
like
she's
2 feet
doped up.
away
She's
from each
already like
other.
like this. So
Is she doped up though, or is she just? I thought she's just kind of pleading for help.
both. I mean, all those patients were all doped up.
Would you? I just feel like you would have recognized that person. That
Well, it's also
and
he looked different too.
what? Because he had a beard. Okay, whatever.
Okay, he was yeah, he has a beard, he's scruffy hair, his whole posture was different. It's very different when he's pretending to be a doctor. He's all cleaned up, very educated. You wouldn't think he's insane. You wouldn't think he was a patient. All that
I don't
can
know.
cover
That
up just a face.
I don't know. I just thought you would have recognized this person. Anyways, that was one thing. Another thing is that when he first comes across the captured the actual employ or the actual staff that are
Mhm.
captured, they're basically telling they're so cryptic in what they're saying. Fucking tell them that like, hey, we're the staff. But they're being so cryptic because obviously there has to be this big reveal that
Right.
they were the staff. But like I they got to the point eventually that they told him, but I'm just like, he was about to leave and you're being so discreet. You're just like, go get somebody, go get somebody. Would you have not realistically been like, we're the employees, they're the crazy ones? Like, I don't
But
know that just no, that's bad writing. That's bad
wait,
writing.
wait, 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 wait. But think about it. If they had just said just that, like, we're the rightful and superintendent, we're the right staff, would you think, okay, they're just saying that because they're mad?
No, because they could have explained themselves. It was just bad writing because of how cryptic they were being. No, realistically, a person would be like, if you were like in a prison cell, you were captive for however long, what has it been, months since they've been in there,
Probably, yeah.
and finally you're someone that could save you comes along. Fucking tell me you're not going to be like specific, like, we are the employees, help us for God's. No, no, bad writing, bad writing.
I don't know, man.
No,
Like,
bad writing.
your first instinct would be they're crazy. You're not the staff.
I'm talking from the perspective of the staff, though. That was mostly the bad stuff. Um, this movie has a great cast. I do feel like it was a little wasted. Ben Kingsley, why was he cast? I don't know. It's just weird that he was cast in this after Shutter Island. Because
Wait,
again, it just feels like cast Ben Kingsley because Shutter Island was such a huge hit. If they see his name attached with another Asylum movie,
which is possible, you know, and it's the same role pretty much.
yeah.
The same
Um,
doctor being pacifist kind of thing.
I didn't love the main guy, Jim Sturgis. I don't know. I just
Mhm.
felt like they could have found a better actor for that role. He was okay. I didn't like his acting. I didn't like his performance. It almost felt like it would have been better if he just like was had like an American accent, even though he wasn't American, but
Stab himself in the back as well.
You do not belong here.
Tell me what's going on.
I don't know, just like his accent was just like bugging me throughout the whole movie.
I didn't mind him.
I don't know, like the older actors were great. Like you had Michael Caine, you had Ben Kingsley, Brendan Gleeson's in it for like a little bit. I could have used more Brendan Gleeson, but obviously because of the twist, it doesn't make that much sense.
Right.
David Thewlis, this movie has a little bit of a Harry Potter connection with Brendan Gleeson and David Thewlis. So,
Yeah,
um,
it's got that. Yeah.
but yeah, it's got a great cast.
You know, you already know that my one of my celebrity crushes is Kate Beckinsale, so that's another reason. No, yeah, like I enjoyed just because
Is that Chris's cutie of the week?
oh, now it's mine. It's
Well, you just
mine.
said she was a celebrity crush, so why wouldn't it be?
Uh-huh. You're
Chris's
the one with
cutie
the
of the week.
celebrity crush. You're the one with the cutie of the week.
No, this one's Chris's cutie of the week, Kate Beckinsale. I don't know what attracted you to this movie. What did you like about it?
I like that it's about an asylum, and it was a very different point of view of a like you would think an asylum is the whole torture, lobotomy, the all the different methods that medieval methods, if you will, they would use on patients, and he was trying to make it different, more empathetic, more live out your delusions in a way. But
Which is ironic because like that's Shutter Island.
I know, I know. But instead of Shutter Island, he's not necessarily living out his uh delusion. He's not making him try to do the delusions, bringing him back to reality. And
Mm-hmm.
Stonehearst Asylum, he's not trying to cure him. He's just
Mm-hmm.
trying to, all right, you want to be happy? Live your delusion. I'm not going to torture you.
Well, he made it to the end of the movie in Italy with Kate Beckinsale, so he
Yeah.
definitely did something right.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That's what I liked about it. It was just different, even though it's more like a B movie now. I mean, it wasn't a success. Come on, but
Well, it's
a
interesting with
decent movie.
such a huge cast. I'm surprised that I didn't really look up how it like it did this movie even like go to the theaters because it seems like
I'm not sure. Like I said, I had never heard it either, and it's just there. I'm like, I really grabbed the DVD just because of the cast, and I saw the little description of it. Like, oh, okay, interesting. Infiltrating an asylum, pretty much. I'm like, why not?
Yeah, I mean, it's a different kind of idea, or it's the patients are running the asylum. I think they even make that point in the movie,
Yeah,
and that is the idea is that they've overrun it. I don't know. I thought there could have been some. I thought they could have expanded the world a little bit. I would have been cool to see more of like exterior shots and maybe see them even try to escape. And there could have been more fun moments in the movie. There's times where it was kind of just dragging a little bit.
at one point, yeah, yeah, the drag. That's my asylum movie for this week. Stoner's Asylum probably doesn't live up to Shutter Island, but it's decent enough on its own.
Well, it's hard. I mean, Shutter Island has become the that movie that when you think of like asylum movies, that's more again going back to like mystery asylum movies.
It's
Shutter
the
Island is it's the big one. So
Yeah, of
anything
course.
else
First
is
thing
gonna
you
be
think of.
being compared to that. It's the kind of thing. It's like what's a shark movie coming out? Well, you're always gonna compare it to Jaws. It's like that idea.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
That's what Shutter Island's gonna become in the zeitgeist of the film history of sane asylum mystery movies, I guess. It's gonna
Yeah.
be Shutter Island and everything else. So not bad. It's not definitely not bad. I thought the twist was interesting and
Mhm.
it kept you involved because again, there's multiple twists because there's the whole reveal that the doctor isn't the real doc. The guy that you think is the doctor isn't the doctor. And you could go back and rewatch the movie and see little hints of him like towards the beginning where he's like looking in the mirror and he's like repeating his name. And you
Right.
would think he's just trying to rehearse to like introduce himself to this woman, but really he's also like trying to figure out this person that he's not. So
Right. Right.
yeah, I mean, you could this movie would probably be a good. I mean, as far as a rewatch for yourself, how did it feel?
Rewatching it again, it felt good. It was just a normal
Yeah,
asylum
but
movie to me.
well, no, what I mean though is like the twist. So were you
Oh,
looking at those like little clues and could you pick
yeah.
up
I
on
was
small
paying
things?
attention to those little details, like the one you said when he's talking to himself in the mirror. It was interesting. Kept me thinking, like, how does he know all these medical terms if he was never a medical doctor or student?
Yeah, that was like one thing that I was thinking about is like he finally explains himself to Kate Beckinsale that he's like, I was there that day when you were brought in.
Right.
And I was thinking like, how come they didn't do like a cutaway shot to him sitting in the crowd? I was like, ooh, that was something that at the time I was like,
Mhm.
oh, that was like bad filmmaking, but then you realize they finally come back to it and then it's revealed he was the next patient. So I was like,
Right.
oh, okay,
Right.
all right, all right, I'll give you a pass
Mhm.
on that one, movie.
But it does beg the question, like, how does he know all that knowledge? But it's just because he had a very high IQ to begin with. He probably just studied up his primary doctor anyway, and he just picked it up with everything. And if he was smart enough to assume his identity, he probably picked up medical knowledge and all that stuff.
This movie, it's interesting. If you know nothing about it going in, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. It does have a fun twist. It keeps you intrigued. It's that mystery that keeps you interested in what's going on. I think when you have a decent mystery movie like this it's a decent mystery movie. It'll keep you guessing, and at the end of it, I think you'll be relatively happy with the twist and what goes on. I would say check it out if you are riding that high of Shutter Island. I still say watch Shutter Island after this. This would be a good prequel to Shutter Island. I don't. It would be a good watch this first and then Shutter Island. I think that'd be
I
like a good.
agree.
That'd be a
Yeah,
good
I
one.
agree. To see if you can put that theory together if you want it for yourself, the prequel to Shutter Island. And that is all for this week for Stonehearst Asylum. Make sure to please like, subscribe, and comment on our channel.
Hot Prit moving on.
Yeah.